Hi guys, this is Wenzes from Below the Radar Above the System, and now I want to talk to you about the fear of being too much and of our force being too much, of our sensing, of our SE being too much. And I've had this my entire life, and I've also had other INFJs come to me and talk to me about it and ask me how I deal with it, and I've also noticed the same thing with other inferior sensing types. So not only INTJs, but also with inferior introverted sensing, so ENTPs and ENFPs. And I can completely understand that, because the more inferior your function is, the less control you have of it. So it's not really said that your sensing could be very weak. It's not that you don't have that force in you, it's just that you have not that much control over it on top of everything. So it could be very strong, but if you don't have much control over it, it can create a lot of damage, and it can come out in a way that you don't like about yourself. And so a lot of INFJs kind of completely let that central experience thing out of their life. They completely leave it out, and it yeah, you kind of always feel that something is missing, and then in some areas or from time to time it comes out, and then you just overrule people, and it's not, you create a situation that you don't like, and then all the other times you're neglecting that part of yourself. But we do need that. We need, in order to be balanced, in order to be whole, that is also a part we need to integrate in our lives. And we do that mainly as like a sidekick of FE. So the more, when we become extroverted, we kind of, and we put more effort into FE, then SE comes out as well. And I know, and like, yeah, as I said, I understand the fear, and it will be that it will be too much. And when I say it will be too much, I mean it will be more than which is normal in society. That's all I'm saying. And it's not even that much. Like, it will feel to you like it is so much. I feel like my sensing is all over, like everywhere. I have so many colorful things. I put out music, and I am forceful in that music. Sometimes I listen to like things where I feel powerful, and I strive to be successful at work and so on. But all my friends, all like my parents, my people around me, they might think I'm strong, but they don't think I'm overbearing at all. At all. Like, I was so scared of it, but it's not. People adapt. I know the beginning is rather hard because nobody wants people to change around you, but you do that, and you kind of, you open yourself up to that area, and you completely scare where it's gonna go. And the best thing is to kind of find a chew toy for your ego and for that force, because there will be an area, like there will be a part that you cannot really control that much, that you will have not that strong impulse control over, which means that you will have to be really aggressive at some point, and then 10 minutes later you're gonna calm down, it didn't mean anything to you, and then you're gonna go somewhere else and do this and do that. And you have to find an area in your life where you can do those things, where it doesn't really have that big of an impact on your life in general. So as I said, I use my Facebook page for that. I have like, so, or my personal Instagram and so on, because these things do not really matter in where I'm going in life. Like, what matters to me are those videos, which is a completely different part than my personal life and what I do there. What is important to me is my relationship with my friends. What is important to me is the conversations we have because of those videos where we talk one-on-one. What is important to me is how I, my real life, and how I, go about my job, and all those things. I have art and decoration and and fashion and stuff, this is like what really matters to me, and where I try to do things that are good for me in the long run and which are important to me. But I have this one area, and this is what I also talked in the other video, that I need a part where everybody will be okay with it. I don't want your feedback. I don't need you to like it like incredibly, but I want you to accept that. I want you to accept that part of me. And this is where I can just go all out. This is where I completely do not control my impulses, where I really say and do and think what I do in that one moment, and that people are not really gonna care, and they're gonna think like, what is she doing and why, and so on. Just a side note, you will be surprised how little people really think about what you're thinking in general, especially if they're not INFJs and they're not trying to understand you in order to get somewhere. Like, so many people have no, like, they didn't even realize. They know that something changed about me and that I do something, but it's not that it's ever been an issue that somebody actually really start talking to me about it. They think she's weird, and that's it. That's it. There's no other, my relationship hasn't changed even with those people. So don't overestimate what kind of how you're gonna affect other people's lives through that, and understand that you need that, especially if you've made the decision that if you want to grow, you have to be balanced. If you want to be balanced, you have to be more extroverted if you're an introvert, which if you're an extrovert, you have to become more introverted, which means that you also need to put you need to control your environment, and you need to create things and to put, energy out there. And this also includes that you have SE in your life, and that you do not have that great control over it. So you need to find an outlet. It can be, as I said, you can go and play, you can go and be an actor and have like all those impulses and all those forceful ways, or you can go and be part of, you be an athlete, or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter, but that you have a part that is just giving you this, that you can be competitive, that you can want to win, that you want to have to conquer things, and all this SE stuff that is so that needs to have that. I need to let out what I feel right now, and to control my environment and do it without emotion or with emotion, because it's always an FESE thing. But this force that I have in me, I need to put it somewhere. And that's what I mean with finding a true toy. And once you have that, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Just look for it and try out different areas. As I said, I used Facebook, but that's just me. This is just, you can do it by, by becoming a yoga instructor, or yoga, or go into some kind of sports competitions, or whatever it is. It's so random what I use, and I used it mainly because I had a relationship with somebody who did that, and it just started. It's so random that I used it to do it through music, through Facebook, and so on. This is just something that's mine, that I felt this is a way where I can express myself. But it doesn't have to be like this. It can be whatever it is, but just find something that is that's not going to really change your life, but that will give you the freedom to express yourself through that way, where you do not have to have complete impulse control, where you can just let everything out. And if you feel now you're completely in a dream world, and 10 minutes later you're completely forceful and you want to win and so on, then that will be okay. Find that place. Know that this is your true toy. Know that this is the area where you can put all your excessive energy into it. And you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and it just becomes part of you. And once you do that, once you are able to let all those emotions out, you're so much more balanced. You're so much more, okay with being with other people and so on. You know, when you have like a dog, for example, and he's always just chewing on things and fighting with other dogs, or I don't know what. If that dog has like a real you know, task or something, like they go running each day and go play in the fields with other dogs, and they have the ability to really get all that energy out, then, you know, they can be more balanced. And you need to find where to put this, where you put this excessive energy. And once you do, you don't need, like, once you do that, you will have much better control of how much force you want to put into other things. Because before, I used to completely neglect that part of myself. I used to completely, you know, shut it out because I wasn't, you know, I knew if I take it, like if I put it out, it's too much. Now, I hit the switch because that's how it is. It's always completely or none. That's how it is with the inferior function. You can't have it one way or the other. And you have to understand, okay, I need to have that. I need to have that. There's no way. You see it with other types too. Like, for example, ENFJs, I've encountered when they make that transition that they can't have everything through neglecting the TI because it's so much, it's so overbearing and so on, that they understand that, no, I need to have that, and then they completely switch. They start to be very, they go more introverted, understand more what they want, where they want to go, and they find like an area where they can express that TI very, very strongly. So in their normal life, you can decide how much you gotta put that into it. And with me, it's the same way. Now that I have access to SE, I can use SE to get ahead at work, to kind of state my opinion, to be okay with wanting to get ahead, with being okay with wanting to, you know, to achieve something. Like all those impulses I neglected earlier, and like I didn't allow myself at all. Now, since I have a chew toy, somewhere where I can put all that excessive SE, I can now use in doses for the things I want to achieve in life. Okay, so this was the last video for today, and thank you for watching. Have a great week.